Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Lee the Evil Wizard. Welcome. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at a new plugin from Black Salt Audio. This is the Drum Boss. So yeah, this is the Drum Boss from Black Salt Audio. This is a brainchild of Jordan Valentine. It's his company. His channel is called Hardcore Music Studio. So let's dive down into Studio One and take a look at it. I've got a session open up here. These are all real drums. Got my sort of typical drum bus processing on here at the minute. So I've got a compressor, so EQ, some saturation, and I have got a clipper on as well, although I don't always use a clipper. And also I have what they call a drum distortion as well, sort of like a crush bus, if you will. Sometimes I'll use this, sometimes I will use a crush bus. Anyway, on there I usually have some sort of heavy-handed saturation, and again just a bit of EQ. So this is what the typical chain would sound like on this song. So let me switch all that processing off and we'll load up the drum bus itself. It's got two modes. It's got your standard sort of drum bus standard mode, and then it's got a slam mode. The fact that they smashed the wind in there, that is more for your drum crush, your parallel compression, whatever you want to call it. And this is what I like about the Black Salt Audio stuff. It's not complicated. There's no fancy buttons that you don't really need. It's just there. So you've got a compression here, just dial in the amount of compression that you need. Heat, which sort of replaces your tape saturation. You've got an attack, which is like a bit of a transient shaper, and just boosts the attack, and the attack goes into the compression. And you've got a bit of a tone shaping knob, so you can either go darker or brighter with the tone, but I would suggest that you do that in the context of a full mix. Get some bass and some guitars in there as well. And you've got salt, which is their little secret sauce, just to sizzle things up a little bit. You have got a high pass filter in there, which from what Jordan said is sine chained. So if you don't want as much of the kick affecting the compressor, you can dial that in, but it doesn't affect the actual output. It's just what's going into the compressor. You've got an output there, and then you've got a mix knob as well. So let's just dial this in on a main drum bus. Yeah, that's where sort of roughly I'd have it dialed in, sort of 2, 3, 4 dB of gain reduction in there. Let's add some attack. And I will say I've just got the shells going into this drum bus, and I'll be the same for the crush bus as well. I'm not putting the cymbals through this mix. Yeah. Next, some heat, some saturation. Does bring a slight noticeable difference in volume, but it's that much. It's not worth worrying about. And let's just dial a bit of a tone in. So you've heard what it sounds like in the middle. So this is darker and brighter. Now, depending what I'm going for, if you've got a big wall of guitars and bass, yeah, you'd want your drums just to cut through a bit, just have them a little bit brighter. And then we'll add some salt in here from what Jordan's described. This sort of a little bit of, I don't know if you would call it, maybe some EQ shaping, some harmonic shaping in there as well, just to bring out certain frequencies. Switched it off, so this is what the original drums sounded like on that bus. And then with the BSA drum bus. Yeah, I think we're getting a pretty similar sound in there with just one plug-in. Drag that across to the crush bus rather than load another one up. Zero everything out. So, like I said, this is where you really want to slam your drums a little bit more, just to add a bit more oomph and a bit more excitement to your overall drums. So it's just same again, just dial it in, but with it being slammed, everything's a bit more over the top, if you will. And then once you've dialed that in, let me just solo the whole drums out, you just blend it in with the drum bus. So we've heard the drums on their own. Let's hear what they sound like in the context of a mix. So there you go. That's the Black Salt Audio drum bus. What do I think about this thing? Does it get the Wizard seal of approval? Oh hell yeah! For me, it definitely gets the Wizard seal of approval. I've used this in various mixers recently, and I'm absolutely digging it, whether it be real drums like in this mix or MIDI drums. It works on both, just the same as all the other plugins from Jordan and Black Salt. They just work. I mean, Jordan's been in this game for God knows how many years. He knows what works. Don't just take my word for it. You can get this on a 14-day free trial, so you can check it out for yourselves. I'm going to be using this a hell of a lot. I would say I think this will just about replace everything in my drum bus. Maybe just add maybe an EQ, maybe a clipper if required, but everything else, I think it'll be gone. And I'll leave a link to the Black Salt Audio website where you can grab this and check it out for yourselves. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. And if you want to grab yourself some Evil Wizard merch, there's a link to the merch store down in the description. But that's all from me, folks. I'll catch you in the next one. Right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that video. You can follow me on social media, and you can get my music online. And if you want to support the channel, there's Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal links. They're all down in the description. Click up here to subscribe and click the link down there for videos that you may not have seen. Keep it loud and keep it heavy.